Hey, what's going on? We're going to figure out how to use a system I like to use called OBS in order to get lectures online and pre-recorded so they can look kind of like this. Step one is going to be to go to obsproject.com, and that's where we are going to download OBS. It should bring us to somewhere that looks just like this here, obsproject.com again, and we're going to choose, do we have Windows, Mac, or Linux? And as soon as you click on any one of these, it's going to pop up and it's going to start downloading onto your computer. So go ahead and download that however you download it, Windows, Mac, and Linux, and then install it onto your computer. Once you have that open, then we're going to go ahead and move on into step 2, which is what OBS is all about, creating a scene. So you won't have any of these options down here in scenes because these are just ones that I created. So you'll use this plus sign here. The plus sign is going to make a new scene. So I was going to call this generic class. Okay. And all that does is create a scene where I can go ahead and start inputting my video. Now I need sources to fill up what's going to go on in my screen. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to add a source. Now the first one I want to do is I created this image here. So I'm going to scroll up to image because I want what's called a GUI, a graphic user interface. Okay, so to create the GUI, I'm just going to make a new one here because you guys won't have this stuff, so I'm just going to make a new one. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to be able to find my image file. I'm going to browse here and go to where I have my generic GUI. I'm going to open that, and then I'm going to hit OK. Now if you notice up here we now have this red line that goes way off the screen, and now we have some straight bars down here. That's just because the image is way too big. So if you just right click on it, go to transform, and then fit to screen, it's going to resize your image to fit the actual screen. So as of right now, this is all that would display. If I hit start recording, all that would be here is what's going on here with my GUI. So what I need to do is I need to do two things. Now, number one, I need to get myself. So I'm going to go to video capture device. And here I already have it, but we could call it laptop webcam. I'm going to hit OK. And then I get properties here. Now your device here, you should have the FaceTime HD camera built in, or if you're on a different one, it might not be called FaceTime HD camera. But if I click that, you'll see in the background that I did pop up, and you can leave the preset there. We're just going to hit OK. So now I'm here and I have this visual of me that I have on my OBS. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and resize myself, so I'm not just, this large talking head here. So this is just like, you can click on any one of these dots here and it's going to resize it. So say I'm just dragging up. So what I want to do is I want to resize myself to make me about the size that I want, and then I want to drag this over to where I want it. Now before I start moving off the screen, because the only thing that's going to appear in your recording is inside this box, I don't want this large rectangular box. So what I can do is I can hold the option key or the alternate key and click on one of these dots, and as I drag it in, it kind of is cropping where I want it to go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold alternate, click on this dot, and just bring it in a lot tighter. Okay, let's bring in the top a little bit, and maybe the bottom just a little bit. Okay, and then if I'm not holding alternate, I can go ahead and click these and resize again. So if I make that the right size that I want, that's about where I want to be when I'm explaining something, when I'm lecturing, or when I need something to appear. Actually, it's going to be over here. So we have two things going on right here. In my sources, I have the laptop webcam and I have the GUI. There's two more things that I need. One is going to be, what am I actually presenting? So I'm gonna go up here to display capture. Now I'm using 2 monitors here, so again, these things are gonna be a little bit different, but if you just follow along with what I'm gonna show you here. Let's go ahead, and I have Adobe Illustrator up, so I'm just gonna name this Illustrator. Now you can name this whatever you want. Again, the name doesn't necessarily matter. If you're doing PowerPoint, then this, you know, could be PowerPoint. So when I hit OK, again, it just gives me this large, crazy, you know, display back here. So display, now if you're using multiple monitors, you'll have 2 monitors here. If not, you should just default onto display 0. The cropping, what I want that to do is just to crop to the actual window that I'm wanting to show. So I could change crop to window, and I get another box here that shows me what window do I want. When I click this, it gives me a whole bunch of different stuff, everything that I have open right now. So I'm gonna go here to Adobe Illustrator, and I'm gonna click on that. And then I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna click OK. Now once again, this is on the top of the stack of sources, so everything else is behind it, but also we see it's too big. So I'm gonna right click on it, transform, fit to screen first, okay? And then I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna try resizing this to just wherever I want it, just about that big. Okay, so this is now going to show me everything that is being displayed on my Adobe Illustrator. So if I go back over to my other monitor here, I have this QuickTime player thing that's up. Even though that's not Adobe Illustrator, it's still in front. So if I click on my Illustrator, now I can go ahead and do this. So this is just, it's just darkened because that's how I have it to record. But I could go ahead and I can be explaining people, you know, this is how you draw a square, and this is how you draw a circle, and whatever else I want to do. I now can talk, I can be seen as I'm presenting, and I can be presenting my actual screen here. I can show people what I want to click on. I could show people, you know, pop-ups that pop up. This is, say we got something wrong here. This works very well if you're doing a PowerPoint. Okay, so if that's how I want to have things set up, again, right here is me. So I can display, I can lecture. I'm talking looking right at my webcam now, so that's where it's going to be displayed. I have my Illustrator is right in front of me that I can go ahead and start working on here. And then I have my my GUI down here that's going to display. The other thing I have is, if you see here, the microphone is not doing anything. I have to go on here and actually add an audio input capture. Okay, audio input capture. I'm just going to leave it that way. It describes it pretty well. And hit OK. And my device is going to be my MacBook Pro microphone, or whatever, you know, laptop microphone you guys have in there. And I'm going to hit OK. And now we can see that my audio input capture is moving as I talk. So it can be displayed, and as I record, it's going to actually record what I'm saying with my face through my webcam and my screen through my display capture. So I'd hit start recording, and now it's recording here, and everything that is going on here is going on to be recorded as well. When I'm done, I just hit stop recording. Okay, and then my recording is going to be saved in whatever file that I have specified on there. All right, so that's kind of how we're going to, that's how you add in different sources here. And hopefully that can kind of help you guys out make presentations. So remember, step 1 was to download OBS. Step 2 was to create the scene. And just so you know, with the scene is about 4 things you will need. 1, including the graphical user interface, if you so choose to use one. 2 would be your webcam view of yourself instructing. 3 would be the audio from the microphone, just to make sure that your students can hear you. And 4 would be the display capture of what you want to be displayed. Now, this is probably one of the best tools that I can think of to use so you can do side-by-side instructional teaching like this. I actually use this to stream. It's a little bit more complicated than this is, but you know, it's something that you can set everything up like this and then just stream to a platform like YouTube Live if you want to do synchronous communications or anything like that. So I hope this helped you. I know this is a pretty complicated system just to get up and running, but once you're in it, I think it's a little easier than it looks. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can email me, and I'll see if I can help you out with them. Thanks, guys.